Oh, it's just on the side.
She says her name. Just got a home video where it says her name. So they going on. Of course, being the Dennys, I can't even attempt to do that, of course, when it's a bunch of people in I have a YouTube channel, it does help me out a bit, being able to get the word out. That's the important thing, that getting the word out there, that's what changes it. That's what makes a difference. You can't tell the truth, even to save another person's life. What the hell kind of she is basically a stranger. She got here on the street. She said, "Never call her." Probably 4 or 5 times has spoken with me about the situation. It's her next channel, of course, still sitting. I'll be worried, especially with a lot of the other stuff that's been going on down there. A lot of the haters towards government. Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes.
All right, in order for this dine and dash to be successful, I'm gonna need somebody to distract the waitress while I slip out the back.
You slip out the back.
All right, I'll pay for it. All right.
Someone already paid for it.
There you go.
Shit happens, man. It's weird.
Right? You got that close enough to smell me? I swear I was looking for a toilet. It was just a really bad night.
Someone over there.
Yes. Perfect.
Actually, your restroom would be picture perfect if you guys had one of them dryers, but also it wouldn't last very long because yesterday it was cold. My hoodie actually froze in place.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I bet it was pretty cold.
Yeah, I was thinking about sticking it underneath the thing and going.
Let it defrost.
Yeah, of course, it stinks when somebody else pays for it because my favorite part is being able to tip people because I like being like, well, you know, I'm not a jerk. I'm not coming in here unless I can share with others because really, that's what you should do.
Tis the season. Somebody got you this time.
Being a waitress is never meant to be a full-time job for single mothers, and that's guaranteed.
Right.
All right,
Hi there.
I'll be right back.
Do you want some coffee to go?
Okay. Do you need a menu to look at? Yeah, okay.
Do you want some coffee to go?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna be right back in. I just have gas, so I'm going out to my vehicle and stinking it up instead of your restaurant.
Oh, okay.
That is actually true, and it is not from their food. It's from anxiety, and it's something that, well, y'all might go, what the hell? Really? Anxiety leads to farting? Yeah. It leads to digestion issues. A lot of people who are autistic, we do have digestion issues until when things are really bad for us because we get a bad. Oh. So I'm gonna sit out here and fart, and since I am out of cigarettes, and I know I have some rolling. There they are. I'll try smoking me a tobacco stick, and of course I'm gonna grab my jacket here because it helps me to stay fucking warm. So have yourself a merry little Christmas. Also, I could have made some money playing Christmas tunes on my harmonica. That's an instrument I can still play, just I couldn't find all the parts to reassemble my harmonica. So, no Christmas songs today. And after Christmas, appropriate. If you can play Christmas songs during the Christmas season, that'll make you a fucking bank, even if it's just on a fucking piss shit harmonica like the Mississippi harmonica. Also, if you like being able to play a tune and you don't want a harmonica that's complicated or a pain in the ass, get the Mississippi harmonica. It's the best harmonica there is. Not just in my personal opinion, but you can kiss my ass if you have a different opinion. I don't give two shits. Your 5-year-old can play Christmas tunes on a Mississippi harmonica with about 30 minutes of practice. Your 5-year-old will have difficulties playing a Christmas tune on a violin after 3 weeks of practice. Which one of those two instruments would you rather listen to? And would you rather listen to actual music coming out of that person? Or would you like to hear an abhorrent noise for 3 fucking weeks? Choice is yours. I do know where the main body of it is, so I can still play it, but I got a mustache, and my mustache gets stuck in it, plus my lips get stuck on it. It's because it's got reeds on it, and they're brass reeds. So they flop up and down, and they're made of metal, and basically they're just wide enough that they're not exactly scissors, and just thin enough that they will catch your hair and yank your mustache hair right out your face. When I say there's one thing that I would wish for women to have in the name of equality, I say it would be a beard. I don't say a mustache. Mustaches are not fun. They catch everything. And they're, well, something that you have to get rid of daily. Or you have those issues. You got the long hair issues and you got the short hair issues. And both sets suck. Alright, rolled me a tobacco. If that doesn't work, then I'll be trying to smoke tobacco off of an aluminum foil pipe. Maybe I'd have a pop can, because my other aluminum foil pipe that I was smoking my tobacco's out of did what? Well, it fell apart from overuse. It happens. I should be thankful and grateful for somebody paying for my dinner tonight. I made sure I tipped her anyway. Kind of the point of this is to document everything. I mean, there's a lot of times where I can't function well enough to do jack shit. And it's not a personal insult towards anybody when that happens. It's kind of like when people tell me they can't do something. Well, it's okay to say that. If you can't do so, the least you can do is call with these places that slandered my name and explain that these people outright lied. If I send you my court paperwork, keep in mind, once you've read that court paperwork, I'm going to send you all the evidence that it's fucking bullshit. That my predators lied, and the only reason they got away with it is because I didn't have any help turning it in. I can also show how I was treated when I tried to turn it in alone. The desperate measure I had to go to. If someone's gonna kill me, I'm sick of people threatening to do it. Just fucking do it. Keep your word, you fucking cowards. Where people messed up was fucking with my family. And that was where Natalie and her friends, those fucking junkies, fucked up all the way back in 2016. You know, they were fucking with me, and that's what pushed me to the point that I wanted my life to end, especially since I knew none of my friends or family gave a shit what happened to me.
How did you know that?
But once people started threatening to kill my sister, and threatening to kill my niece, and threatening to kill a lot of other people I know. No, I didn't fuck around anymore. I set about trying to get the help that I needed. I jumped through all the hoops to get the help that I needed. What I needed is a friend or family member to help me to turn this shit in. But without it, that's literally what I've been through for the last 6 years. Going to all these different places and fucking appointments because I don't have a friend or family member to help me turn shit in when I'm abused. I'm an at-risk adult, but I don't matter because I am the wrong gender. I am the wrong age to matter. I am the wrong skin color to matter. I'm not normal enough for you fucking people. But there are many people out here like me, people who have the best of intentions, but are not heard because of the term mentally ill. Mentally ill. Every quote-unquote mental illness you try to use to pretend that somebody is not human. Depression, for example. You're depressed from abuse. And then they want to claim that, well, all these mass shooters are out there mass shooting people because they're depressed. So we need to be afraid of depressed people. And they try to discredit you because you're depressed, as if depression means that you're schizophrenic and hallucinating. No, that's not what fucking depressed means, you stupid cunts. And all of the judges that help these son of a bitches get away with it, every one of those judges knows he's committing a felony at that point. There is not a single judge in America who is not already aware that doing that is a felony. Not one. There isn't a law enforcement officer in the United States of America who is not already aware that it is a felony to force a victim of police brutality and criminal acts by the police. It is a felony for those law enforcement officers to make me go to that literal officer. If I'm trying to turn in Scott DaCosta, it is a felony for the Nebraska State Patrol, whose job it is, by the way, to investigate that. It is a felony for them to tell me it is not their job. Sorry, it's a misdemeanor for them to tell me it's not their job. It is a felony for them to make me go to Scott DaCosta to turn in Scott DaCosta. All those dispatchers know that too. This is common knowledge. Yes, they can go to prison. They don't get the benefit in a situation of common knowledge, especially in the position that they are in, because it's not just common knowledge, it is a part of their training. When I told that judge that there was a conflict of interest between myself and all of the other people involved in the courts, he blew me off and allowed all of those predators with their conflicts of interest to do as they pleased. Seeing what Girl Interrupted is going through. Being worried about that lady whose car's been parked there for a while now. I got to go through videos going all the way back to probably 2 weeks ago, and there's a lot of them. For Caitlin Tatum, what she didn't understand is that I needed her to admit that the things that were written down on my court paperwork by the police involved in the situations, well, I needed her to admit that those things were bogus. Claiming that I never tried to get help. Well, Miss Peaches can prove that otherwise. Caitlin Tatum can prove that otherwise. A lot of people can prove that otherwise. But they never bothered to come forward. And then they want to tell me stuff like, oh, well, hold on a second. What did they call it? This is when they become pocketbook lawyers, and all of a sudden, their words don't matter. They make every excuse why their words don't matter. Like hearsay, that's what they say. Well, they don't admit hearsay in the courtroom. That is a lie outright. My situation was based on bias, those bias that were preyed upon by people lying and hearsay, straight up hearsay and outright slander that denied me all of my rights. If I went to you for help, and I have evidence that I went to you for help, and I have you verifying that that is real, that I did go to you for help, that shows that they lied when they said I wasn't trying to get help. All of the things that people did that they wanted to, of course, finding out that they've been recorded on my YouTube channel, admitting to the fact that I told the truth, that my predators lied, that the law enforcement community lied repeatedly and over 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 and over. You can't turn in law enforcement to law enforcement alone. You just can't do it. You need help. And if you don't try to do that, then they get to use that against you if you are too afraid to turn it in. That you should have turned it in immediately. Meanwhile, they tell you not to go in alone. Always go to a friend or family member, especially as an at-risk adult. My friends and family didn't care, so all of these services that they're sending me to, they're not going to these services with me. They're telling me to go to these places and making me go alone. The number one thing that you're told not to do, don't do it alone. Don't make the calls alone. Have a friend or family member make the calls with you and record everything. Take notes. Oh my God. That is the worst taste ever. Alright, so I couldn't get my cigarette to stay lit. So I put it on my tobacco pipe. Oh my God. The nasty flavor in the back of my throat is so gross. I'm not sure what's worse, that or the SBD I just let loose. Holy shit. I gotta give myself a breather on that one. Oh. Alright, that worked better. I just didn't need to hit it like it was a pop. I don't usually try to spend this much time in my car, but a lot of days I kind of have to. When I got stuff to do, but I'm overwhelmed by the noise. That's one of the things the girl interrupted typed about, is the noise in one of my videos. It's difficult to hear what's going on with all the background noise. Exactly. A lot of people They tell me it's inappropriate for me to do this stuff at Starbucks, or it's inappropriate for me to do it at the library. I'm like, yeah, but if I don't go to the library and try it, people say I never try it. I never try their ideas. So now that you're up at me while I'm in the library telling me it's inappropriate for me to do this stuff at the library, keep in mind, if I don't try it, then they say that I didn't try it. If I need somebody's help, and that help is dependent upon me being honest and me trying what they ask, if I try what you ask, will you keep your word to help me how you said you would? That's what I want to know. If I go to the library and I spend the day at the library trying to do what you ask, are you going to be involved in that, or are you just going to pretend afterwards that it didn't happen and that I didn't try because you didn't look or because you weren't there? Even if I record it and send you the recording that I was there trying that and things went exactly as I told you they was probably gonna, you still gonna not look at the video and tell me it must have been my fault without even looking at the video. Now that part's fucking nuts. I was forced to do this the way that I've been doing it. When people wanted to tell me about their families, and their families are a valid excuse for them not to tell the truth, for them to do these things to continue, yeah, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. I do feel bad for you, but not sorry for you. I feel bad that it happened, but you were aware it was a possibility. It's kind of like a soldier who gets his brains blown out. I don't feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his family. I just feel bad for him. Like, man, you could have had a life. Instead, you got your brains blown out. Must suck. Well, at least his pain's over. Of course, in the business of soldiering, you might get lucky and be the first one hit with the first shot that was rung out on the battlefield, but chances are the case. PTSD is a tough motherfucker too. That one's tough to get past. Goddamn thing won't smoke. All right. That's 2 snipes down. Of course, I rolled both of them earlier, and it is wet out, and the condensation is bad enough it's sticking to my windshield, so makes sense my tobacco would be fucking damp. It just ain't pleasant. But that's a fucking first world problem, isn't it? Certainly is. I got third world problems too. I'm not starving to death though. A lot of people, when I explained to them that I couldn't take care of myself, or that I needed them to speak up about the abuse and about the fact that I tried to get help from them. Anyway, when it comes to admit the truth, like, that's just a big ginormous pain in my ass. I don't remember where I was getting at or what I was saying before I just had that disconnect issue, but I'm going to tell you why that disconnect happened. The way I was holding my phone and trying to get the tag undone, or the cord undone, it was just not working, and I accidentally depressed it while I was holding it with my thumb. I accidentally pressed the power button and it turned it off, so I had to turn it back on. So I kind of lost my train of thought. I had to focus on something else, and of course I'm in a super stressed out situation. My car is illegal. Even if somebody's sending something to the post office for me, general mail for me to pick up, it's not likely that I'll drive up there because I'm fucking scared of getting my vehicle taken away and all the expenses that come with that. You know, if I stay between these few parking lots and I remain a customer at the places that I can be a customer, then at least I won't get my vehicle towed, I hope. Because I'm in a private lot. Also, being in a private lot, the owners can have me towed at any point in time. Nothing I can do about it. If the cops want to be there and stand there and watch me and go, alright, well, you can either drive that vehicle illegally and we'll pull you over and ticket you and probably lock you up and have your vehicle towed, or you can just let it be towed. You seeing what kind of a situation that is for somebody? These vehicles kept me from freezing to death. I can't physically carry all this stuff around all the goddamn time. It's inhumane to expect me to do that. Expecting somebody with back injuries to have to do that is... Well, would you expect somebody in a wheelchair to jump hurdles? Of course you fucking wouldn't. God, that's gross. It definitely worked better than the other two, though, because they're rolly tobaccos, and that one was a straight-up snipe tobacco, so it worked better. I'm gonna go back inside so I'm not neglecting my stuff in there. It's not their fault I fart. Still tastes gross. On the bright side, being a aluminum can pipe, I'm less likely to get a whole mouthful of tobacco. Also, it's kind of creepy because it kind of makes me look like a kid. Or, you know, people might think it's any number of illicit material. I did have a menthol cigarette left in here, but I don't know where I put it. They're kind of nasty, so I suppose I should probably check to see if Girl Interrupted is typed on here. In New York, though, like, she probably, you know, or asleep. I mean, when you're living in a vehicle, it's not exactly in bed that you go. It's trying to go to sleep, though, for certain. Sleeping in a vehicle sucks. Now, different people got different ways of raising their kids. Some people believe in telling their kids about the story of Shanty Claus, and some people believe in preparing their kids for the real world by being honest with them, because they know kids are sponges, and the sooner they get learning, the better. But there's a difference between tough love and neglect. There's a difference between tough love and helping out someone's predators. If your idea of tough love is to let somebody be victimized to the point that they want their life to end, that's not love at all. That's just neglect. That is straight up fucking abuse. I don't want friends like that. I don't want abusive friends. If you're gonna be abusive to me, I'm not very fucking nice. I get abusive back. I grew up in the system and I ain't a bitch. I'm not the Sally who sleeps on his belly. When I was about 13, that's when I was too big for anybody to try doing that stuff to me anymore. Yeah, it was really small for my age, but I was also really mean. And nobody was going to be dumb enough to try that shit when somebody's that mean and knows how to bite. Now, a lot of my predators tried pulling that shit. Well, primarily Waylon Lolatai. Which is funny, because he tried that after I have no teeth. 0 teeth. Not a single tooth in my head. I hadn't had teeth in my head for years by the time Waylon Lolatai assaulted me and pretended I tried to bite him. They held on to the charges and just kept on holding on to them, knowing that I was the one assaulted. According to my public pretender, Amanda Balehash, she's a judge now, by the way, in the same county that Natalie Ballinger got her brains blown out in. There's a pretty good chance that she works closely with the detectives in Natalie's case, like Peterson, who has continued to engage in gaslighting activities. Literally calling me crazy. What a piece of shit. I need somebody to help me turn that guy in, for goddamn sure, especially since that is a recent crime, and the fact that I can prove that he's been doing this for years, over the death of Natalie Bollinger, and that multiple jurisdictions have taken part in the abuse. Matter of fact, multiple states have taken part in the abuse. The situation with witnesses like Alyssa Rainwater and Mandy Hughes even extended across multiple jurisdictional borders into other states. Case in point, Chapel, Nebraska, Dual County Sheriff. One of the predators I was trying to turn in was Dual County Sheriff Scott DaCosta and his deputies. And of course, Alyssa Rainwater and Mandy Hughes were both aware of that. When they were pissed off that I spoke up publicly when they didn't help me turn it in, well, they tried pretending all sorts of shit and playing victim. I don't give a holy goddamn who you are. I'll still speak up. I'm appalled by the American people and how easily they can dismiss witnesses and victims of human trafficking and abuse. They'll talk about how they would kill a child molester over and over and over and over again, how they would kill a rapist over and over and over and over again. And that's all they do is talk about how they would break the law over and over and over and over again. But they never do. They just talk about it. Meanwhile, me, I don't just talk about it. I try to go the legal route, which is what I asked these people to do. Instead of fucking bullshitting me about how you'd go beat somebody up, how about you help me turn this shit in? Stop being a dumb cunt and help me turn it in. Meanwhile, I'm worried for David and Katie Saltzman still. I'm worried for Daniel in Hood River. I'm worried for Jamie and the Dalles. There's a lot of people out here taking the abuse, and those who are deemed mentally ill are the ones who are victimized the most by the rest of the homeless population, even other victims. A lot of this abuse is learned abuse. It's taught abuse. They learned that when daddy wants something, he takes it from mom. They learned that even though society says it's never okay to hit a woman, you can see that if you call her mentally ill, like what happened to Jamie and the Dalles, it doesn't even matter if you have it on camera. People go out of their way to look the other way and then pretend like you're a bad person for telling the truth about another human being who is being abused. And you want to treat me like I'm a bad person for sticking my nose in somebody else's business. No, I'm trying to help stop abuse that actually is happening. All the people in the Dalles, knowing that Jamie is the way that she is, and that assault still happened, and those people still just stood there and watched after saying what they would do if anybody hit a woman. It's never okay to hit a woman. It's never okay to hit a woman, and they all just watched. I'm too gimpy to defend myself against that guy. He is more than twice my size. He is huge. And within 5 minutes of starting that video, within the first 2 minutes, you get to see him punch her in the back of the head. And within the first 5 minutes, he admits to murder. You also get to see that not a single person there other than me said a goddamn thing or did a goddamn thing. They just let it happen. I'm not sure what's going on with my videos. They seem to be having issues with staying connected. I just started one of my little fire tablets in here, so I have to let it burn out and make sure that it doesn't freeze in here. Although tonight it doesn't feel that cold. I've been told that there's something else on the way, and what's here already might circle back through. I also got to watch the clouds moving extremely fast overhead earlier, which means there's some sort of a front coming through. Now, if I squish these things up enough, I can eat them. I had to show you guys. I got the camera here. I'll just have to turn on the light. Since I don't have any teeth, and I got these pepperoni things from a lady yesterday. When I was panhandling, she actually gave me some food, which is always nice. And she told me, she said, all right, my son already ate a couple of them, but will you eat beef jerky? I said, yeah. Really, what I have to do is I have to smash up beef jerky with my pliers. And I can't find my regular pliers, so I got to try it with the needle nose. And the needle nose, oh, that is not fucking good. If I let it get hot, it makes sounds like that and pops and all sorts of cool shit. It's amazing. Alright. These are my Smartie, or Cuties too. These are alright. But it's a net for the outside here. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I'm trying to dig out my light so I can turn it on. I think I'm just gonna end the video. I hope Girl Interrupted gets back on. Maybe tomorrow she'll interact. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper and no victim left behind. I'm gonna... You hear that sound? I'm not sure if you can see how red that's getting.